Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous, with me, Bragaton. Let's report to Shamira.
I'm gone.
After she notices you, Shamira gives you a displeased frown and irritably asks, "You again? Have you no friends that you must keep coming here to chat with me? Or perhaps, though I find this extremely hard to believe, you are not completely useless and have something of interest for me. I've completed your task." Shamira ignores you, looking somewhere else. But in your mind, you hear her angry hiss. So speak if you have, but use your mind instead of your flapping lips. Your mind. I know that you have done much to win Shamira's favor, but my heart tells me that helping her would lead to evil. You don't say. Forget everything I've told you. We'll find another way to complete our mission. It is wrong to fight evil by increasing the power of another evil. Reject the promises of the ardent dream, and we'll leave this place before we betray ourselves and our ideals. I do not serve you, and I will not tell you anything. Shamira gives you a venomous smile, and you can read your sentence in her eyes. That's right, you don't serve me. You are an outsider, and by Nocticula's will, no one can lay a finger on you. But who will stop me? Shamira's magic crashes over your will. Hey, I passed. I only have passed that before. Yeah, DC of 27. I think if you fail, the Hand of the Inheritor helps you out. But not before she gets what she wants. With a bit of effort, you manage to force Shamira out of your mind. An angry grimace contorts her face. You can't break me. Cursing, Shamira brings more force to bear against you. A vein pulses on her temple. Oh man, that's 2 for 2. Roll result 49, jeez. The latest attack is much stronger, but you muster all of your willpower and again manage to fend it off. Keep trying, it won't work. I don't know why I have to taunt her. Swearing, Shamira unleashes all of her power on you. You'll regret that, you little son of a witch. You refuse to talk. So be it. I'll just rip everything you know out of your mind. Oh man! We're on a roll. Literally. Shamira's last blow is not strong enough to break you. You force Lucianara's ruler out of your mind, delivering a brutal parting blow. You've lost. Get out of my head. Shamira reclines on her throne, exhausted, and hisses through clenched teeth. You cretin. Get out of my harem, now. A buzzing hum rises among the throng of spectators who witness your confrontation. You hear angry curses directed at you, but they ring hollow. For the first time in centuries, Shamira has received a public dressing down, and witnessing it was a true delight for the assembled demons. Shut talking. I have no time for you, stranger.
We do it my way.
Yeah, get bent, lady.
You are most curious, mortal.
You hear in your head a female voice, melodious, low, and sensual. Get out of my head.
Not many dare address the mistress of the Midnight Isles in such a manner. Were you seeking my attention just to shoo me away? Is this some new humorous custom among the Crusaders? Delving into the abyss, insulting a demon lord, and then trying to escape with their lives?
The voice asks with a sarcastic chuckle. I take it I finally have your attention.
Yes. Your arrival in Alashanira was quite impressive. Rumors have reached me even here. Behind my locked gates and my wall of valiant guards, rumors of a remarkable Galarian taking my Alashanira by storm.
You hear a hint of approval in her voice. I'm asking for an audience.
You have my permission to enter the palace. Go there and wait. I will arrive when the time is right. Until then, you will be taken care of by one of my servants.
And one of her servants is one we've met before. First, I want to go talk to the Hand of the Inheritor, We also need to grab Ember before we have an audience with Nocticula, because Ember wants to speak to Nocticula. Hope your body and mind are in good health, champion. What is our next step? The Lady in Shadow addressed you and invited you to her palace for an audience. My advice to anyone who would be to run as fast as you can, for all that awaits you there is death or the corruption of your spirit. But now we have no choice, so go there, meet this fiend face to face, and try to glean something about Hepsimira's whereabouts.
Follow if you dare.
We'll make things right.
I'm off.
Can't hide from me.
Oh, we got the Lone Wolf's Cloak. Whenever the wearer of this cloak has no enemies or allies around in a 10-foot area, you get a +3 bonus to damage rolls on their range attacks, and a +2 bonus on all saving throws. So not very good on land since he does dive into the enemy team. Also, she has this equipped. I need that on anybody else that's currently in my party. Maybe Sela.
I do what I must.
A mighty demon, his chin lifted arrogantly, glances at you with no hint of interest. I want to go... Well, let's start. Yeah, I want to go in. Our lady ordered us not to bar your way. What is this place you're guarding? After considering whether you are worthy of his attention, the demon deigns to answer. This palace is Lady Nocticula's residence, mortal. Uninvited guests are not welcome. Hence the name Uninvited Guests. Let me in, unless you want to share the same fate as your brothers and sisters in Galarian. The demon yawns lazily, then says in a mocking tone, Galarian, where's that? Alright, attack. Out of the way. The demon's eyes spark with interest. His mouth breaks into a bloodthirsty smile. Oh, at least killing you will be somewhat amusing.
I won't let you hurt my friend.
Gone, fiend!
If you say so. Well, they actually seem pretty tough.
Burst
You've
through
crossed
this!
the wrong mongrel. Your performance is lacking. You are lacking. You won't survive me.
Oh wait, he came to our aid. Why? The battle's not over yet. Rise, champion, and head into battle with renewed fervor. I'll fight beside you, shoulder to shoulder. My character didn't go down, did he? Was I looking at Embark's the whole time?
Into the fray!
We fought bravely, but now it's time for me to hide from the beast's eyes again. You get a lot of experience with fighting these guys, which is why I did pick a fight with them. But also roleplay-wise, there's a reason not to fight them. Yeah, 69,120. So time to level up. Level 19. Alright, so my paladin gets a feat and an additional use of Smite Evil. Athletics, Perception, and Persuasion. Probably improved critical. I don't think there's something else I plan to take on him, right? Isela. So Paladin gets Aura of Faith. At 14th level, a Paladin's weapons are treated as good aligned for the purposes of overcoming damage reduction. Any attack made against an enemy within 10 feet of her is treated as good aligned for the purposes of overcoming damage reduction. This ability functions only while the Paladin is conscious, not if she is unconscious or dead. And she also gets a feat. Trickery, Knowledge World, and Perception. And she has Reflexes, Fortitude. Should be Will next. Iron Will. Get a +2 bonus on all will saving throws. Which honestly isn't bad to take on your main character, because there's at least 2 circumstances where you have to make will saves against an enemy in dialogue. Alright, Olbrich gets a feat and Shifter Claws. At 19th level, the claws bypass DR in except adamantine and just in. Athletics, mobility, low nature, low religion, and perception. Yeah, probably Frightful Shape. So when you use Wild Shape, it is supernaturally ferocious and disquieting in appearance, such that when you attack a creature, it uses ferocity to frighten observers. Whenever you make an attack, enemies within 30 feet of you must succeed a will save DC 10 plus half your character level plus your charisma modifier to resist being affected by your Frightful Shape. On a failed save, creatures with fewer hit dice than you become shaken or frightened if they have 4 hit dice or fewer. That's redundant. In either case, the effect lasts for a number of rounds equal to your character level. Creatures that succeed on their saving throw are immune to your Frightful Shape for 24 hours. This is a mind-affecting fear effect. Or toughness. Nah, we'll stick with the Frightful Shape.
The goddess protects us.
Alright, Socio gets a feat. Low religion, perception, and lower nature. This is abjuration, right?
I will lend you my aid.
It is, okay. I forget sometimes, it's hard to keep track of all the fantasy games and the different schools of magic and where every spell falls under. But I had it right. Don't worry, I'll give myself a pat on the back later. So we will do Spell Focus, Abjuration. Alright, Lance, Able Company Marine gets Improved Evasion. This ability works like Evasion, except that while the character still takes no damage on a successful reflex saving throw against attacks, he henceforth takes only half damage on a failed save. A helpless character does not gain the benefit of Improved Evasion. Athletics, Mobility, Lore Nature, and Perception. Maybe a Blind Fight. Maybe Indomitable Mount? Or Mounted Combat. I really should have grabbed both of these earlier on. Let's do Mounted Combat. So once per round, when your mount is hit in combat, you attempt a mobility skill check to negate the hit. The hit is negated if your mobility check result is greater than the opponent's attack roll. Oh, what else did he get? That's it. And Ember, I guess, gets a feat. Knowledge Arcana, Low Religion, Use Magic Device, and Perception. And Discerning Eye. You receive a +2 racial bonus on saving throws against illusion spells and effects, and a +2 bonus on Use Magic Device skill checks. I don't see any enchantment spells, so I guess Cure Serious Wounds Mass. Power Word Kill doesn't seem to make sense for her character. Heroic Invocation's good, and Dominate Monster's good. I'm gonna go with Heroic Invocation. It is a solid buff. Alright, Sunshine also gets a feat. Ability, Perception, Dodge, Toughness, Light, Barding. We could do Medium. Yeah, sure. Improved critical on the bite. Why not? Oh, yeah. And while I'm thinking about it...
I'm gone.
Together we stand.
something over there.
Follow if you dare.
Alright, we've seen that already. The other guy over next to the portal, the upper city. Have that same dialogue. Alright, enter the palace.
My skills are absolute.
Oh, well,
Oh, he failed.
that happened.
The ink has not yet dried, but you cannot distinguish the letters on the page. The lines seem to have gone mad, crawling over and trying to devour each other. The tall shelves are stuffed with countless books and scrolls praising the Lady in Shadow's many deeds. Some tomes are old and threadbare, others are new and in mint condition. Another
It's
failed
just
check.
not my lucky day.
Nocticula established a good library in her palace. Why the Lady in Shadow need this many books is a mystery. She needs this many books.
I do what I must.
A statue. Our Lady in Shadow, the Queen of the Midnight Isles, Lady Nocticula, Demon Lord of Darkness and Lust. A blade serves Our Lady in Shadow. Blades, yeah, 6 of them. Only one serves Our Lady in Shadow.
I found something.
There's something here.
Pile of sketches, the drawings depict fragments of various rituals that lead to the opening of rifts and portals. Aw man, Lexicon of Paradox Part 2. Key to the Last Threshold. Many mortal researchers have ventured to turn their scientific curiosity on the phenomenon that is the world wound, noting that it appears to have a life of its own. Strange natural phenomena, spontaneously arising ruptures, unique vegetation, and living creatures found neither on Galarian nor in the Abyss. Everything is constantly in flux, appearing and disappearing at unpredictable intervals. Through this movement and alteration, if not through its order, one can detect the logical functioning of the organs of a living being. The truth is that, indeed, Worldwound possesses a semblance of life, and its very structure presupposes a connection to a living soul. This line of reasoning sometimes leads me to unscientific implications. Namely, if the creation is in essence a reflection of the Creator, then can we say that the Worldwound is a reflection of my soul? The Worldwound was created and then improved, and at the same time, a being of duality was cobbled together from the essence of the Abyss and the essence of a mortal soul. Normally, this process requires an essence taken from a creature with strength comparable to that of an imperial or abyssal lord. But there are ways to circumvent this requirement, in particular, through the use of the Nahindrian Crystal's rare power. In this section, I refer to this being as the Key, an instrument that allowed me to significantly expand and strengthen my original creation. Due to his dual nature and connection to the Worldwound, the Key was given the opportunity to obtain amazing powers. However, everything has a price. The Worldwound is linked to the Key, but the Key is also linked to the Worldwound, and carries it in his soul, like a deadly affliction. Interesting. This affliction is, indeed, fatal. The duality of the soul grants amazing powers, and primes the soul's owner for the transformation and for the bestowing of incredible abilities. But this duality is also slowly killing the soul's owner. This is a problem I have yet to solve. We know someone that has amazing abilities, and is also possibly dying because of a wound that keeps opening in their chest. The letters written by the hand of Arilo Vorlesh appear to have a life of all their own. A moment's inattention and they begin to disperse, changing shape, moving toward the edge of the page as though they are planning to leap off. Focus on the text. Donald's attention focuses on a couple of words that seem to have only just swapped places. The words freeze, as though they never moved at all. But out of the corner of his eye, the commander sees several words on the other side of the page begin a discrete game of leapfrog. Set aside the Lexicon of Paradox. You need both pieces to read it. And then you need to pass some very potent skill checks unless you do another requirement for it. A letter in small handwriting. May glory be showered on your head. Your interest in the creation of demiplanes is understandable. Any individual who has reached a certain level of power seeks for themselves a safe haven, a peaceful place for study and rest. That is why I place my high hopes in your prudence. Remember that any demiplane is but a shard of one of the true planes that typically remain under the watchful eye of the powers that be. As such, I do hope that you haven't incurred the wrath of any of the powers that hold sway over the fringe you've subjugated. As for stabilization, alas, there isn't much you can do once the fragmentation and consolidation have been completed. Nonetheless, I have no doubt that you've given enough consideration to such important matters, and ensure that your creation will be safe for you and your servants. Unless, of course, you're preparing an elaborate trap. Your fellow colleague, Vadarak Ikwan. I learned something new from this book. What did we learn? This book grants a +1 competence bonus to armor class against demons. How topical. An unfinished draft of a letter. Greetings, colleague. I thank you for the selection of materials that arrived along with your last letter. Unfortunately, I'm unable to procure even the simplest specialized studies at present, as Galarian's libraries are out of my reach. Oddly enough, it's currently easier for me to receive the necessary articles by contacting a like-minded individual from a different plane of reality. In our last letter, we went over the matter of resurrecting those who stepped into the murky waters of the River of Souls. Evidence shows that those who have appeared before Pharasma's judgment and learned of their fate in the afterlife do not answer calls from the world of the living. They cannot be revived by any means. But is that really true? Do you think it would be possible to revive such a person, at least in theory? On another topic, there are known cases of ascension, requiring divine form through powers that no one to this day has taken the time to study thoroughly. There are a plethora of examples in Galarian's history, such as Eridan, who led humankind to civilization, and Diomede, who followed her former mentor into the godly host. As I ponder these cases, I can't help but wonder, could this process be controlled? Could one create the right conditions, choose the right living material, and bring them into being a creature of divine power? I'm certain that you have encountered similar phenomena in your practice, and would like to discuss this matter further. Perhaps you're still in possession of notes or drafts that could shed light. Another Midnight Bolt. We also learned something new again. Oh, and this one. Letter and hit, small handwriting. This book grants a +1 insight bonus on knowledge arcane skill checks. And an unfinished draft of a letter. This book grants a +1 insight bonus on knowledge world skill checks. As you know, my dear addressee, given the scope of the planes, time is a relative concept, and in the abyss, it can be even more unreliable. Therefore, I do not allow myself the vain hope that my message will reach you in time. Your final question was about the possibility of a complete awakening of the memories of immortal life within his soul that has already passed through Pharasma's judgment. I will send you the research on all the cases of which I am aware where such an awakening took place. Despite the fact that this list is quite extensive, my conclusion is that all such recorded cases are the rarest exceptions to the rule. With the absolute majority of souls, an occurrence such as this cannot happen. Both the wonder and the tragedy of mortality lie in the fact that there is a certain moment after which the process is final and irreversible. The essence that imparts the judgment of the Lady of Graves is no longer what it was in life, and we, as scientists, must account for this in the system of knowledge we are constructing. Make sure we actually pick that up. Books written in multiple languages, the titles that can be translated are dedicated to research into the nature of souls. We read this? A pile of sketches. The drawings depict fragments of various rituals that lead to the opening of rifts and portals.
I'm gone.
I'll dart across real quick. Our lady doesn't like it when we talk to guests.
I am never wrong.
But y'all are succubi.
We do it my way.
Call me again
Oh,
if you
because we don't
need
have
to.
bullshit for this. I'm like, why is that only an 80% chance?
Please, be careful.
Oh, well, that happened. This was simple enough.
All that for some dinosaur bones.
Follow if you dare.
That's alright. We'll never use his lockpicks otherwise. Tall shelves are stuffed with countless books and scrolls praising the Lady in Shadow's many deeds. Already read that.
I'm off.
So I shan't read it again. Alright, I'm gonna call it here, and next time we'll go meet with whoever Nocticula had left here to greet us. But like I said before, we've met them before. So it will be a familiar face. But for now, I'm gonna call it here. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next one.